Rob?
All right, we're back for round 2 of the blind bag Lego The Batman movie minifigures. These are really pretty neat. Again, a little peek behind the curtain. I'm shooting these out of sequence and then putting them with other Lego Batman movie stuff. So we'll see what video these actually appear in. But these have been pretty cool. I've gotten 3 so far, and I went to legominifigures.com or lego.com/minifigures. Yeah, I think it's minifigures. There's the actual address, lego.com/minifigures. And their checklist, they don't have the names of who some of them are. I knew who most of them were, but there's some that I didn't know. So you can go through, actually create an account just to kind of keep track. I'm not planning on getting all of them. That's kind of hard with the blind bag. I could end up with doubles or triplicates. The one I really want to try to get is Dick Grayson here. And then, being a Kiss fan, there is Glam Metal Batman, which is very Kiss-oriented. So any of the other ones that I can get a hold of will just be icing on the cake here. Joker and Harley would be kind of cool to get as well. I'd have a prison suit Joker, which, you know, could use for Lex Luthor for BVS. Anyway, so we will open this up. Be great right off the bat to get Dick Grayson. Let's see. Well, we have... Ooh. I think I know who this is. There's only one. It could be King Tut. King Tut or Red Hood. It'd be really cool to get Red Hood. Not King Tut. Not King Tut. Not King Tut. It's... Aww. King Tut. Wah, wah, wah. Okay. So that's a double. I kind of knew that's probably how some of these were going to go. So it goes without saying, if there's anybody out there, and every time I say something like this, somebody's always like, oh, can I have such and such? I'm looking to trade, and I'm looking to trade in the same line that these are. So wouldn't it suck? I went to my local Meijer, M-E-I-J-E-R, look it up, Meijer.com. The store we have here, in case some of you aren't familiar with it, just like Walmart, very identical to Walmart. And they had 2 cases of these, so I was picking the 6 out from both cases rather than just picking them all out of one. There's 20 minifigures in the series, and there were quite a few in a box. I don't know how many comes in a case. So, kind of sucks that first one right out of the gate. I don't want Mime, the Mime. I don't need another King Tut, which I already have. And I don't need Beach Batman. So, alright, you get the idea. There's King Tut. I'm not going to put the snake in there. So who knows, maybe I've got some stuff for some trading that somebody can't seem to get some of these. So we'll set King Tut out of the way. Really thought that was going to be Red Hood. Oh, another checklist. There's the base. Who do we have? Oh, it's the Joker. All right. That was one I said I was really kind of hoping was in here. So there is the prison suit Joker. There's his face. Both sides. So that's pretty cool. All right. Zach Galifianakis is going to be doing the voice of the Joker. So like I was saying, if I wanted to, I could use this prison version of Joker, Arkham Asylum, for a BVS Lex Luthor in prison, or just Arkham on his back. You can see that his face kind of shows on the back part of his hair there a little bit. So, nice. It's alright, King Tut and the Joker. So King Tut's the only double. You know, once you start buying multiples of these, the odds are forever not in your favor. All right, who do we got here? Mime. Ugh. I said I didn't. All right, so out of 6, I now have 2 of the same. Where is the head? I don't have the head for Mime. Wow. Unless I dropped it, I don't have a head for Mime. So that would really suck. I'll have to check all my bags up here. There it is. It fell. All right. So there's the Mime, as she's actually called. So, kind of bummed. That's two doubles out of the series so far. It's bound to happen. But that's kind of the fun thing about some of these blind bags. Now, I bought the first set at Toys R Us, and they were about $5.99. At Meijer and Walmart and Target, these are $3.99, so about $1 cheaper. So, we'll see. All right, we're down to 3 left. I really want Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson, Dick Grayson, and Harley. Watch, I'll get Dick Grayson, and Harley. If I get Dick Grayson and Harley, I'd be perfectly fine. I wouldn't see the need to continue to buy these. If I get Dick Grayson, I will be satisfied. Commissioner Gordon would also be really good. Barbara Gordon. Hey. It's metal Batman. That's right, it's metal Batman. But me being a huge Kiss fan, you could tell that it's based off of Gene Simmons of Kiss. Kids screaming outside the window here. Come on. Come on. So I'm cool with this one. Trying to get the cape on. I don't know why they went back to these harder capes. The cool thing about this Batman, what they did, normally there's the white stripe going up on top of the eyes, where it looks like a sweatband. So, oh, I forgot to put the chest plate on. That goes over top. There we go. So the whites of the eyes for Batman end up showing up. But they made them black. That's pretty cool. So this was one I was kind of hoping was going to be here. I know there's some other like black metal bands, and I just shot the guitar. That's always the fun thing. Bear with me a second. I'm trying to pick up the guitar. I think on every one of my reviews, I end up dropping something at some point. I just shot out again. All right. For the sake of the review, I'll pick that up later. But there is, I believe he's called Metal Batman. Waking on my iPad to wake up here. Glam Metal Batman is what he's called. So, definite with the monster boots. All right. Do we get lucky and get Dick Grayson? Dick Grayson. Come on. That's all we want. It's Dick Grayson. But we got the Red Hood. That is cool. That is really, really cool. I am extremely happy with that. I think this is one that some people are really going to want. Should have known that the Red Hood's cape was scalloped on the back. Now, this isn't the Jason Todd Red Hood, although it kind of sort of is, because I noticed in the minifigure. Let's see if I can get this on here. Here's the bow tie. So this is kind of sort of like Grant Morrison's Red Hood a little bit. The hands turn around because he does have a gun. But the head on this is actually, the unmasked part of the head is actually the Jason Todd Red Hood figure, which I do have that Lego set that has Jason Todd Red Hood. So I think just because it was Red Hood, they did that, but here's the actual dome. I mean, how cool is that? You can't not like that. So any Red Hood fans out there, be it Red Hood or the Joker or what have you. Okay, here's where we launch stuff. Comes with his 2 guns here. Very cool. I'm happy with that. So I was hoping to kind of get Red Hood, not kind of, so I was hoping to get Red Hood. The Joker, which I thought was nice, and Kiss Batman, if you want to call it that. So I've got one left. I would definitely like to get one more. Can we end on Dick Grayson? That I would be completely happy, and I would not feel the need to go out and buy any more unless I saw them discounted or something like that. We just want Dick Grayson. That's all we want right here. Let's will it. Let's look at him. Dick Grayson. Googly-eyed Dick Grayson. I don't know why they made him like that. All right, here we go. But it is Ballerina Batman. All right, I managed 2 doubles out of the set. There's his little tutu. I can't wait to see if some of these minifigures actually show up in the movie. This is hilarious. Not gonna lie, really hilarious. Oh my gosh. There's the wings on the back of the tutu costume. And he's got the pink band up here. Oh, that's funny. Did not get Dick Grayson, but the ones that I got, I am happy with. Oh, and he comes with a little wand. Get out of town. Come on. Get on your thing, Tutu Batman. I'm going to have to log. Again, of course, I dropped. Maybe this is the opportunity to pick up the guitar. Don't see the guitar. Come on. Oh, that is too funny. Oh, and I dropped it again. You gotta be kidding me. All right. You saw what he comes with, the tutu and the little wand. Let's see what this one is actually called here. This is Fairy Batman. That is very funny. So we've got Fairy Batman, Glam Metal, aka Kiss Batman, the Joker, Prison Suit Joker, the Red Hood, kind of fitting, and my doubles are the Mime and Batman 66 King Tut. Very, very cool. I'm digging this line of figures from, about said Mattel, from Lego. I can't wait for the movie. It comes out on my birthday, which is actually really pretty cool. So, am I going to buy more of these? Yeah, I'm going to buy a few more here or there, really trying to hope to get Dick Grayson. If somebody out there happens to have doubles of Dick Grayson, and you don't have a Mime or King Tut, let me know. So I know this intro went on a little bit longer. This is the beginning of the next Lego Batman set. I've got 3, so we'll see which one it is. So let's get into that right now. Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Rogues in the BatmanUniverse.net. And today we're taking a look at Lego, the Batman movie minifigure display case. This is part, or piece rather, or Lego piece of 4066. Of course this is for the Lego Batman movie coming out. This is not really going to be much of a review, so to speak, as it is as more of a showcase, like, hey, I bought this thing to put my minifigures in. I saw my good friend Luke over at Gotham Central on YouTube and on his Twitter feed have one of these cases. Now, I don't know if he got the Lego Batman version or not. I think I've seen a couple different other ones before. But I thought this would be really kind of cool to have some of my minifigures in that I either bought loose or came in different sets or with different DVDs, or if I decide to put some of my bigger sets away and I still want to keep the minifigures out, this is a really good way to display them and they won't get dusty and dirty and get lost in all their little pieces or whatever. So I saw this today and I picked up a few other Lego Batman movie sets depending on you know, where you're seeing this in the mix of all my other videos. I'm not sure how chronologically I am uploading these currently at the moment while I'm shooting them, but neither here nor there. It's not going to be a real long video, I wouldn't think, although with me it's hard to tell. There's really nothing on the back. It kind of shows you kind of what you can do with them, and you can stack them so they work just as regular Legos, I believe. So I would assume that there are holes here that the Lego top pieces can fit in. Pretty self-explanatory, just a clear set. What I do like, rather than it just be an empty clear shelf, there are actual Lego bases in here to plug them in. So I thought that was really pretty cool. And it looks like they might slide in and out in case you have a figure that's bigger or doesn't necessarily need the base. It looks like you can take them out. So this is going to be a pretty quick video. I will try and fill some of these up, and we will get just a better look. There is a nice little scenescape in the back here, and I know it's part of the cardboard box, but I am half thinking about cutting out these pieces individually in here and then sliding them back in. It looks like this also could be hung on the wall, just to give it, so you're not seeing like, you know, my wallpaper or a blank wall. Just have a little bit of a set to make the figures pop a little bit more. Anyway, neither here nor there. We'll be right back. We'll get a closer look at the Lego Batman movie minifigure display case. Don't go anywhere. All right, here is the Lego collector's case, or the display case, if you will. It's, you know, boxed for the Lego Batman movie, technically. But, like I said, this is going to be probably a rather quick review. There's not much to say other than, hey, you can put your minifigures in here. And as you can see, there are Lego little bases in here. And these just, you kind of pull down on the door, and it opens up. And these bases are just kind of wedged in there, so that way you can put your minifigure in there. So you gotta grab some random figures that I've had that aren't necessarily tied to the Lego Batman movie at all. There's got Arkham Robin. I have two bootleg figures, the Green Arrow down here and Shazam up there. I got them at a comic convention. Thought they looked good enough to have next to the real thing, so I thought that was pretty cool. So I do have a Lego Batman movie figure here. I just grabbed one off to the side. Here is Mime, and again, I'm shooting some of this stuff out of sequence, and I know that she was in the first set that I picked up, since I haven't actually edited that in yet to know what figures can I show and what can I show. So I know Mime was one of the first blind bags that I've got. So some of their accessories are difficult to get to posed with it. The nice thing is you can kind of move them back on the base and figure out how far back in they can go and still get the door closed. So I should be able to get it closed. She might actually have to go back just a little bit further. I can get it closed with her in it. So you can kind of see how she's offset in there. Again, I wouldn't have to put the accessories in there, but I think it's nice to have them in. So you have some different options to be able to put them with. Now there's holes back here, so you can put a couple nails, 3 or 4 nails into your wall, and then just hang this, which I thought would be kind of cool to do, and I might do that anyway. But it came with like the city backdrop, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to cut the backdrop into 16 squares here and still cut these little holes, so that way there's a backing to it. If you have some crazy wallpaper like I do in my house, in the room I want to hang some stuff in, the wallpaper is really ugly and I don't want it showing through, so I may play with some of that. The only other feature of this, and again, I can't believe this video is going to be going this long, is these are stackable. So if you have a couple of these, which I thought about at least maybe getting one more, and really putting some of the figures that I really like or that were really kind of hard to find in here. The bottom of it, so the big Lego head pieces up here will fit in between all of these. So this also, ingenious of Lego, and you would kind of expect it anyway, you could stack these as well, and you could stack them, you know, maybe some coming out this way, some coming out this way from the top, and kind of make your own contraption of how you want to stack these up. So I think it's really kind of cool for Lego to do something like this. And I don't think this is the first time that they've done these type of cases. I imagine they probably all look pretty much the same, but this one was released with the Lego Batman movie in mind, since there are so many minifigures coming out in this series. So today we'll be taking a look at the Lego Batman movie collector's case, as I'm trying to find the box that this thing came in, and it's just off screen, but I've already read what it is. So, for Rob's Rogues and the Batman universe, we'll see you guys next time.